Hi, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about some science. Before I start presenting you with concepts in future posts that could be dismissed as woo-woo, weird, or invalid, I'm going to nip the situation in the bud and go back to some primary school science, and also lightly touch on some new discoveries that have been made in recent times. I am working at keeping this video under 10 minutes, and I am here to teach and guide you, but the information that I'm going to present is much too vast to go into in detail. So Google is your friend, and you are ultimately responsible for excavating into the truth on your own, and see how it sits with you. Yeah, so E equals mc squared. Albert Einstein. This is his most famous equation. It's energy equals matter and light squared. Concerning matter, this is what he said: we've all been wrong. What we have called matter is energy whose vibration has been so lowered as to be perceptible to the senses. There is no matter. So in layman's term, this means that everything from the stuff that we see and can touch and the energy or the spaces in between us is energy. It's just that the vibration of the energy is vibrating. No, the energy is vibrating at different frequencies. Some are at a slower rate, which makes it more perceptible to our sensory faculties. And others are vibrating faster, and they then lie outside the sensory faculties, beyond our perceivable senses. So yeah, then there's quantum physics. Quantum physics studies the nature of energy and matter at an atomic and a subatomic level. And when the physicists had actually gone in to study the atom, they discovered that the atom has no physical structure, and that it's just made up of energy vortices, which are also spinning and vibrating at unique energy frequencies, and not tangible matter. And this includes our human bodies. So this means we have no physical structure, and that we're just vibrating at a unique frequency. Yeah, so because everything is made up of these little atoms, which are made up of the energy vortices, everything is linked to everything else they've discovered, and that makes us connected to everything else. Quantum physics has also discovered that we create our own reality. A fundamental conclusion of the new physics also acknowledges that the observer creates the reality. As observers, we are personally involved with the creation of our own reality. Physicists are being forced to admit that the universe is a mental construction. Pioneering physicist Sir James Jeans wrote, "The stream of knowledge is heading toward a non-mechanical reality. The universe begins to look more like a great thought than a great machine. Mind no longer appears to be the accidental intruder into the realm of matter. We ought rather hail it as the creator and governor of the realm of matter." That was Richard Henry, who is a physicist. He's a professor of astronomy, and I had it somewhere else, at John Hopkins University. I'll have to double check that. I might be wrong. But anyway, so scientists are admitting that the simple process of observing changes the results of an experiment, as well as that the observer and the observed are not separate. The observer influences the observed. The key is observation or attention. So with wave particle duality in the context of creating our reality, it's potentially the most significant concept. It's also the contemplative basis of modern thought. It is the defining characteristic of the elementary physical entities such as electrons, protons, neutrons, atoms, and molecules, which exist in states which evolve like waves when they aren't observed and evolve like particles when they are observed. So when an observation is made, the wave-like state changes abruptly, discontinuously, and unpredictably in a quantum leap. So at a macro level, the process is seemingly ruled by chance alone, and thus there is the potential for a true choice being made. After quantum physics, there's also metaphysics and noetic sciences. Metaphysics is the study of the first principle of things, including abstract concepts such as being, knowing, identity, time, and space. These are all aspects of life with no basis in reality, and they're all concepts that were constructed by the human mind that have been introduced upon a collective agreed upon reality. Noetic science was coined in 1973 after Apollo 14 astronaut Edgar Mitchell came to a profound realization while he was out in space that inspired him to begin a scientific study of interconnectedness and consciousness. His mystic experience led him to conclude that reality is more complex, subtle, and mysterious than conventional science had led him to believe. He believed a deeper understanding of consciousness in space could lead to a new and expanded understanding of reality, in which objective and subjective, outer and inner, are understood as co-equal aspects of the miracle of being. It was this intersection of knowledge systems that led Dr. Mitchell to launch the interdisciplinary field of noetic sciences. You can check it out on the Institute of Noetic Science website. So at this point, we can also introduce contemplative traditions such as Buddhism, where we have the Dalai Lama sharing his perspective on reality and the matter. He said, "There are no subjects without objects by which they are defined. There are no objects without subjects to apprehend them. There are no doers without things done. There is no chair without legs, a seat, a back, wood, nails, the floor on which it rests, the walls that define the room it's in, the people who constructed it, and the individuals who agreed to call it a chair and recognize it as something to sit on. Not only is the existence of things and events utterly contingent, but according to this principle, their very identities are thoroughly dependent on others." He continued to say that according to quantum physics, nothing exists objectively, which struck him as corresponding to Chittamatra and Madhyamaka views, particularly Nagarjuna's contention that things only exist by way of designation. So, if observation, attention, and awareness is the key to creating and designating reality, we can see how developing a sense of responsibility for our own energy and our experiences in life is paramount. You have the choice to become the conscious creator of your reality versus autopiloting through life, being a victim to your own chaotic circumstances of unconscious creation. It's the difference between using a sniper rifle, which is focused on its target, and setting a loose cannon off with no aim or intended destination. It's going to be mayhem. The same with your life. You can choose to go through life consciously, decide how you want things to go, decide what you want from life, or you can just wake up on autopilot, get dressed, go to work, get in your car, and not really be in the steering wheel of your life, and without governing your energy, which includes your emotions. You can fall prey to fear. Fear is a very low vibrating energy, versus joy, which is a very high vibrating energy. But anyway, in the following post, I will begin to cover how you can become a conscious creator of your reality, using your attention as the source of your creative process. We'll cover some subjects, including the different types of energy available to us for conscious creation, and how you can cultivate and harness your creative potential. In the meantime, could you please do yourself a favor and begin to take stock of the current state of your life? What is and is not working for you? What do you want to change? What do you want it to change to? What does your new reality look like? And more importantly, what does your new reality feel like? Thank you. See you next time. Follow me over at There's Another Way TV. Thank you.